Okay, let's start our similar type of topic. Yesterday we have done a ascending and descending order in a integer, but today we are going to do in a string form. According to the ascending and descending order as well. So this is also sorting. Now we have already included the studio.h is for the printing, and then it allows to print and printf and the scanf, and include string h will allow us to print the length of a string. So we are going to use the string functions. Now we are going to declare our variable, which will be our array. Here let compiler decide our array value size. Now we are going to write here uppercase and the lowercase later. We'll discuss why we have written this one. So here first of all I am going to mention a, h, let's say c, p and b. Okay, now what are we going to do is mention the integer I and j. Right, now I'm going to mention the n, which we have told. So n is our basically a length of a string. So here we have string array string length array. Right, now what are we going to do is we are going to include one more variable, which is our temporary. Yesterday we also have done in an integer, we have also mentioned the integer temporary box, just not to forget the first element of our element, because later on first element will be overwritten. Due to that comparison, it is going to be swap between each other, and then first element is going to be overwritten. That's why we want a temporary box to store the value. So same concept and same logic is applied in a string form. Now just here we have a little difference because it's a string. So in a string the computer is not going to understand a, b, c, any of this letter. So due to that we are going to use the ASCII value, which is it basically means it is going to interchange our this element, this string form, into a number form, because computer only understand 0 and 1 number. So according to that it's going to interchange. So ASCII number means basically capital is going to be the lowest one, and then the lower case later is going to be the highest number. So according to that the computer is going to do the ascending and the descending order. So here we are, so we are going to use the ASCII number. Okay, so we have already declared our variable and array. Now we are going to use our loop. Now for so I is equal to 0. In that scenario I is less than n minus 1. Why we have this declared, I have already been talked about this in an integer form. So same logic it is applied, right? So now here for now, so yesterday we have also used the comparison. So if I is if so here if so this is the loop, it is a so this condition is for a loop count. So I is for a loop count, right? So if I is equal to 0, in that case we are going to write, so j is mentioned after I. So in that scenario I plus 1, so nothing. So if I is equal to 0, j will be 1. So basically it's going to see between a and a and h. It is going to basically check between a and h. So here we are. Okay, so we have written this one. Now j is greater is less than n. In that scenario j plus plus. Now we are going to interchange what we have talked before. So array I is greater than array j, in that scenario we want so because later on later on array I value is going to overwritten by array j, so that's why we are going to just mention it, just later on it's not going to be forgotten. So we are going to store that value in a temporary box. Now we are going to compare between I after storing a temporary value in a temporary boxes. We are going to compare between a and j. If I is equal to array j, in that scenario array j will be our temporary values, not a box. Okay, so here while comparing I is greater than array j, so basically array I is greater than array j, it is not comparing between the a is greater than h, it is basically comparing between the ASCII value and ASCII number of array I is greater than ASCII value of array j. So it is not happen a comparison between a and h, it is basically happen a comparison between, so a means what, 97, h means basically you can count it. Okay, so let's not count it, I have to count it number wise. So a to z, so in capital, so in small letter a means so a means what, so a means 97, so 97 will go up to, so z will be 122. So we only have to remember between a to z, so a is starting from 97 and z will be ending with 122, right? And this is for a lower case. For a upper case we have a will be starting from 65 and z will be ending at 90. So our uppercase is going to be smaller than our lowercase. So here we are. So basically we are going to here print our ascending order. Print our ascending order which will be this one. Now we are going to put the loop inside it. So here we are, I is basically n minus 1, here we are I plus plus. In that scenario we are going to print. So if you want to print what I was talking ASCII number means, we can see here. So what if I write here d for an integer number, because computer is going to only know about the 0 and 1 value. If I'm going to write our data type d, it is going to print only the number. So what I was talking about, it is going to print here. So let's see. Okay, here we are, array, there will be I. Now it is going to print our ascending order. Now we are going to print our descending order as well. So descending order means greatest to lowest. So basically we just have to change our, one moment. Okay, here we are, let's say this one, just to write. Okay, here ending a line. Right now for I is equal to what, n minus 1, in that scenario we are going to put I is greater than or equal to 0, because equal, if we didn't write the equal, it is not going to print the smallest lowest number. So that's why now we are going to write, so I minus minus, because we want to decrement means from greatest to lowest we want it. So in that scenario, so now we are going to print f. Here we have let's say we are going to print our integer. Okay, not a string value, we're going to integer. So what I was talking about the ASCII number, it is going to print over here, right? So let's check into our terminal. So this is what I'm talking about. So first of all, here you can see is, you can know that ascending order means lowest to greatest. So we can assume that what it is. So our lowest one is here is B, and then C, and then here we have A, and then we have B and H. We have to put here, I think we have make a mistake over here. So why we have not mentioned the equal to? If it's not going to, if we are not going to mention is equal to, it is not going to print the highest number, and it is similarly with the descending order. So due to that, we have not print the our highest number here. Now you can see our lowest number is B and highest number is H, and here we have also seen as in a descending order we have a highest number H and the lowest number is our capital B. So so you can see here we have a integer number which will be printing from ascending order, which is printing from ascending, that means from lowest to greatest, and descending means greatest to lowest. Now I want to print in a string. So in that scenario you just simply have to change your data type over here. So which will be our C, right? So our ascending order is our B C A B, descending order will be H B A C B. So which is our lowest? B, and then second lowest C A B. So greatest is B, right? So okay, what we have done a mistake over here. Let's check this by running and debugging it, so we have a clear concept. So as we can see that we have a character array which will be our A capital small a H capital C B and capital B. So here we have already, now it's going to have our length of a string, and then it will go into our loop, which will be our 0 first of all, and then it is going to compare with the j, which will be our I plus 1, means there will be a I means 0. So j is going to j will be a 1, which will be a h, right? So it is going to compare between each other. So if array I is greater than array j, then our temporary box will, okay, right, then it is going to store in a temporary box, then it is going to compare with the array ASCII number of array j, right? And then it is going to be compared again with the temporary box. After comparing it, now it is going to again go for a 2. So it is going to like compare with each number, and with each number you can see here C. So it is comparing between a C now. So it is going to compare with each number again. Now it is going to happen 5. Now 5 in that scenario there will be 1. So I change with the 1. 0 it already checked. Now it is going to check with what? Now I. So if I value is 1, then j value will be 2. Now it is going to check between those number. Now it is going to check between the h. You can see here. So this is the same concept of an integer. So basically it's just it is going to follow the ASCII number. So same, it is going to compare between each number, and then after comparing each number it is going to print the ascending and a descending order, as we have written a loop for both of them. So it is going to, yes, it is going to compare between each element each element. So now it is going to print our ascending order. Ascending order means we are going to print from lowest to greatest. Now it is going to print up to 5 times 4 times, sorry, 2 3 4 3 4. So it is going to print. Now it's time for descending order. For descending order, it is going to check the loop. So it is said that if I is equal to n minus 1, in that scenario please print I is greater than or equal to 0. So in that case it is also going to print up to 4 times, and then okay, now it is okay, so it is going to check up to -1. It did not find, it came out of the loop, and it will return our ascending and descending order values. So this is how it works.